What's up? This your boy GP.
What up, y'all? Welcome back. It's Derrick.
We in the building.
Fitness and Training Podcast.
All right.
Fat.
Make sure y'all following us. All right. We're gonna put all the information on
Instagram
video.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, you already see us on YouTube. But make sure you click subscribe. Today we're gonna talk to you about training styles.
Yep.
There's a bunch of ways that you could be training. And it's all going to boil down to what your goal is. So you really need to have that clear cut and defined off the break, because that's really going to dictate how you train, what's important, what's not important, the length of your workouts, the nutrition to go with that, like all that stuff's important, and it comes down from having a clear cut goal.
Everybody training style is different. So, whoever's coaching you, whoever's training you, there's going to be different styles. But the most important thing is whatever your goal is. I believe whatever your goal is, whatever that you're trying to achieve or accomplish, I think it's very important that you make sure you tell that person, because if you're a type of person that's not trying to really bulk up too much and you wind up training with somebody who's a powerlifter and their objective is to bulk you up, then you might not necessarily, train with that particular individual or person,
or at least not all the time.
Yeah, it's not to knock their training style. It's just that one doesn't pretty much accommodate you in what you're trying to accomplish. So
right,
everybody's style is different.
And let's start off with those training styles.
Yeah.
So me and Gary both come back from bodybuilding background. Well, you play football too.
Yeah,
so,
play football.
So you got your the training style that's best geared for athletes, and even within the athletes, there's different styles, because you could be an Olympic athlete, or you could be, I guess, like an American athlete, so basketball, football, soccer, lacrosse, or like just the more traditional sports. And you've got bodybuilding, what we are now.
Yeah. There's
powerlifting, like you handled on like earlier. There's calisthenics, which is really impressive and blowing up too on the low.
Yeah.
Along with the Olympic lifting style, said that. And then there's circuit training, which was popular a while back, and it's probably I feel like it's gonna make a comeback now, because everybody, or at least the people that I've interacted with, training style or like training wise, they want to be toned and fit and have a certain look to them that's really slender, kind of. It's like you have the muscle mass, but you're not overly big or overly domineering in your appearance, but you do have some muscle mass and you can see some cuts, and everybody wants abs. So those are just some of the training styles, and you can't train them all the same. There are some overlapping ones, like Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting kind of got some similar roots to it. And then powerlifting and bodybuilding can share some aspects, and
because Olympics more so, what you consider that more so explosion. And
Olympics is definitely explosiveness, because you only got you got 3 attempts to do a snatch and the clean and press. So, and both of those are really explosive movements, and they're really, really skilled. Like, you have to just hammer the technique. The technique and the explosiveness is the most important part. So when you're training athletes in Olympic style, those are the most important things to those individuals. Staying in your weight class and being as explosive as you can with as much weight on the bar. Timing is key for both of those.
So
did you want to speak on how athletes train? Because I play football too, but it was in high school.
For athletes, that type of training style, remember when we was at Morgan State playing football, our coach was just a diehard Olympic trainer, but come to find out he was a powerlifter.
Yeah,
so he was training us that way, and it was cool. But like I said, everybody's style is different. But for the most part, everybody who plays football, depending on your position, you're going to get trained a little bit different.
Yeah, even within the positions.
for offensive linemen and defensive linemen, you might not necessarily train them compared to how you're going to train a skill position like a wide receiver, defensive back, or a running back. So, for the most part, even when you see it now, how everything is going with the power cleans, the snatch pulls, the box jumps, the box squats with the chains, resistant bands. You're not doing that many reps.
Not at all.
Like how we would do bodybuilding, but it's more so you might do 4 sets of 8 and it's all explosion.
Yeah.
And the weight, depending on how many chains you got on a bar, you might have a whole bunch of chains. So depending on how you coming down, the weight might be heavier coming back up.
Yeah.
So,
and that's that. So that's good in athletics. That's good in powerlifting. And I think so. I was speaking with the client the other day, and that actually he asked me like, why is that guy wearing a chain around his neck, like doing dips? But it brought up the conversation of the people that are in the gym that I see that wear chains or use bands, and they're not any kind of athlete. They're training for a better physique or for general health, and they're using bands and chains. And I don't knock it at all, but I realize bands and chains are probably best suited for the true athletes and the power lifters, because if
if you're doing the meet,
because they're using those as tools to help them perform, 1 at the meet and 2 in the game. So you have a consistent power curve. And I see people just do it now. It seems really gimmicky. It kind of makes you stand out.
It's for your likes. It's for your likes.
Yeah, doing it for the gram.
For the gram. It's for your likes.
And or it just complicates your workout. Like I can see it being useful in bodybuilding, but not heavily, because it's one of those things. Like in bodybuilding, you can just do more reps, switch up the exercise. Like if you need a new stimulus because you've been doing the same barbell row for 10 months, why don't you switch it up and do a dumbbell row in like an isolation? That's going to change it up completely for your goal. The other thing about the athletic training, so the workouts in the weight room are going to be shorter, and they only care about the power and the strength, because everything else that they need is actually in the field. So most of their work and training is actually coming from their practices when they're actually playing their sport. Because if you are super strong in the gym but you can't translate it to the field, then it's completely pointless to even be in the weight room. So that's something that's different about their training style.
And you run into that. You run into the guys who are super strong but can't transition that on the field.
Right.
You might have a guy who's deadlifting 500 pounds in the gym, and then when you get on the field, he can't even get off a block.
He get pancaked.
Yeah, so that's true.
It's so that's the athletic training style. It's unique to that specifically. Even from my knowledge, Olympic lifters, they have a long periodization process, and they cycle their reps and their weights, and they do go through phases that look like bodybuilding, but those are really short phases because they have to stay within a weight class. So they're not trying to gain they're not trying to gain unnecessary muscle that would inhibit their range of motion. So similar to an athlete, they don't want to pack on so much muscle that they can't move and be functional. And football players, the basketball players, turning their hips and getting down the field and being explosive.
It's very key. That's very important.
Yeah. So, and that's also like you wouldn't see a super massive not power lifter, but calisthenics person. People that are on the bars and on the ropes and on the rings, just doing a bunch of tricks. They look cool as hell, but they're not in the weight room. Like rarely they should ever be in the weight room, but they're not in the weight room to get big and add on size. They're in there just to get the neural adaptation and get the strength and being able to contract the muscle that they do have harder rather than add on more. And they're probably going to spend more time in their actual practice or their sport, practicing on the ring, they're practicing on the bar, so that the carryover is better, is more optimal. So it's actually functional muscle. It's not like they're just building up pointless size, which is give or take what a bodybuilder is. Yeah,
because some of the times, some of those guys, they don't even believe in just lifting weights at all.
Yeah, a lot of them don't.
Guys, you see them, they could do like 1,000 pull-ups, sit-ups, push-ups.
Rep it out for hours.
And for some of them, they get stuck to that training style that every now and again you rarely see them cross over.
Right.
To some of them wanting to, because I done been around people who just straight calisthenics, that's all they do, and then they'll come across somebody like myself or like you, and they see your physique, and it's like, man, now based on how you look, you inspire this person was of now they want to come in the weight room,
right,
and work out and stuff like that. And I just find it amazing, man, because it's like it's a humbling process. Like, you know, there's guys who work out and they can't even do a pull up, but they could bench 500 pounds.
I'm one of them guys. I'm one of them guys.
All can't do 10 push-ups, right?
Right.
And that's why I always felt like it's always best to have both of the best worlds and stuff like that. And just making sure that you're not just staying stagnant. And you could actually talk about this later, because I remember your transition from powerlifting down bodybuilding. So you really tap into that even more.
Man.
But you got people that's out here, you know, that could bench 4 or 5 but can't, you know, do a pull-up or do a push-up. And here go this guy who you could out bench, but he could do more pull-ups than you.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Like, this guy's like, oh, man, I can't bench that, but I can do this. So, like, it's very interesting, man. And that's why it's important that, you know, just stay open-minded, man, when it comes to this fitness thing, man.
And I was going to say that, too. It's like, you got to respect people in their craft and just appreciate it. Like, the person that's on the bars and doing pull-ups for days on end, I appreciate that, because I know my ass can't do it, but I'm pretty sure he's looking at me saying, damn, that dude picked up all that weight like it was nothing. Shit, I can't do that. But I mean, I feel like we can all mutually agree on hating on CrossFitters, because they're just the worst.
CrossFit, man.
I'm joking,
bro.
I'm joking.
Like, nah, you know what? Because I'm glad you said that, because we forgot all about that one.
Yeah,
CrossFit, man. I don't know what the hell going on, and it's crazy because, like I said, that's why I admire. You know, of course, you know, you want to be open-minded when it comes to, you know, the training styles and stuff like that. And I think because you know, I done felt the love with bodybuilding. With us, it's an art.
Yeah.
Like when we go into the gym, like compared to, like, prime example, you know, it's rare that you see a power lifter who looks like he's in shape and he look good, body wise, physique wise.
Yeah.
Like the average power lifter, if you seen him walking in the grocery store, you would just think this is a fat guy out of shape.
Yeah.
But he works out all the time, compared to somebody looking at us and they just know for a fact, man, you know, you do something. You know, based on our physiques, you walk around, people gonna say, man, you either play football or you know,
I get
are you
that
an MMA fighter? Like, what do you do? Like, you work out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, and you get the whole, what's up, big guy?
Yeah,
you know,
man,
so
that's the line right there. And then they ask you kind of like what you said in the first episode of like, so what do you so what do you lift? And then they hit you with that.
How much
I'm
you
like,
bench?
What do you mean? Like, what do I lift? What exercise? Yeah. Like,
but that CrossFit jump, man, look, like even when they do their pull-ups, I don't even understand. It look like they fornicating on the bar. Half the time, I don't know what these people doing. I feel like they about to injure themselves every time you look at them.
I wouldn't be fornicating with anything that moved like that.
Now some of
them,
like, and I don't like, because, you know, a lot of people who I train now, they came from CrossFit gyms.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are unaware, like when you sign up to those gyms, you have to do what they do. It's not like you can just go in there and be like, hey, I want to train my legs today.
Right.
Like, no, it's not like that. Whatever they're doing, the whole group is doing. So if they tell you, hey, look, this is what it is for the day, you just can't go in there like a normal gym.
Right. But you know what I will say, though, is that I think that, which is really odd when you have these box gyms that are overly priced anyway. But so you have these box gyms that everybody comes in and they do the CrossFit workouts. But if you ever paid attention to like the best of the best, the elite ones, Rich Froning and all that, they have they periodize their training. So they're not doing the WOD every time. Like I think they showed him having a cardio session in the morning, and then he ate breakfast and did some other stuff, and then he went back in the afternoon and did heavy lifting. And then, or maybe with like heavy Olympic style of lifting, because they got to do the snatch too, and the clean and press and jerk. So he blocked it out. So the morning time was his cardio. Then he ate and did some other shit, and then he came back and did his Olympic lifts, and then he took another break, and then he came back and did the more bodybuilding style for the reps, because CrossFit, you got to be good at all of them.
Yes, it's some of the shit you see,
and they just look absolutely foolish in these box gyms. But the better ones at the top don't train like how they are training people in these box gyms,
and they're making it just look bad.
Yeah,
because these people are they see these people be the main ones on that gym fuckery. on IG.
them epic fails. Doing stuff that you wouldn't even like. Why would you even think that's a smart idea?
Yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, that CrossFit, man, that's a whole nother. I mean, if you like it, I love it. Go ahead, man. That ain't for me.
It's not. But I will say this: if it gets you active,
yeah, if it gets you started, then that's a plus.
Yeah.
Everybody needs jumping cables. Everybody jumping cables different. So
looking like the average price of CrossFit per month is $150. That's a lot.
But that's a lot. Well, that's just depending on where you at though. Yeah. Because some of them is more than that. That's 150. That's just being nice. Some of them things go to get about like 350, 400
a month.
A month.
I don't even know what to do with that.
And like I said, it's not like when you in there, you're getting undivided attention. So it's like you going in 100 miles per hour for some of them.
Right.
So some of them, it's like, you could be doing exercise wrong and messing up your form.
Right.
And you can't really get corrected.
Right.
Because I had an issue with that. There was a young lady who left one that I'm training. And like I said, you got these people coming in there and they doing box jumps for about 40 box jumps. You like, hey, cuz, you is tripping.
Yeah.
But
you do 40 box jumps and the first 10 look okay, and then you start to break down. By the time you get to 25, you look like trash, and you about to fall on the box.
Yeah.
You like your legs ain't moving that high no more. Yeah, but I guess we can all mutually hate on the box gyms and the regular CrossFitter. I think that's fair game. Everybody can talk trash about them. But then you got these other lifting styles. So we touched on. So you kind of go through something circuit training like with your clients, right?
Yeah. So like for my clients, I know I have a high volume of people that I'm training. Mm-hmm. So with me, and due to the fact that so many people that want me to train them, I just can't spend 1 hour training one person.
Right.
If that make any sense. So
it makes total sense.
So with me,
that's what I do.
Yeah. So with me, the people that I'm training, I can't train them like I train myself, which some people get wrong. So like you have a lot of trainers that train people like how they train, how they train themselves, and you really can't do that. So for these people, I know they can't train an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of single moms, a lot of women who got obligations. So when they come in, and I already know they've been at work all day, some of them probably haven't eaten, I'm trying to get 40 minutes out of you, 45 top.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you in and out. And so with that being said, when you come in those doors, every minute, every second is held accountable. So if we're doing a back exercise, I probably got you doing at least 3 different back exercises for that first set, or what some people consider the first round. And in that, I got something that's getting your heart rate up.
Right.
So whether it be a row for 1 minute, fast as you can, or 50 jumping jacks, or a burpee, inchworm, whatever it is, I got you doing all that inside of the weight training.
Right.
And so with that, by the time, like I said, depending on the day, if we're doing heavy, then I decrease the reps. But I'm looking for always between 3 to 4 sets.
Right.
And the reason why I'm always looking between 3 to 4 sets, because for some of these people, if I could get you to do 4 sets of 12 at a certain weight consistently with no break, then on our light days, that 12. So on our light days, you probably, if you did 4 sets of 12, then I know I can get you at least 3 sets of 45 to 50 each set.
Yeah.
And those days, the days we're actually focusing on, squeezing, contracting the muscle, toning, because now the weights are light.
Yeah.
And got you doing so many repetitions to the point though now I feel heavy at a certain point.
Yeah.
And so on the light days, I switch my mindset to, okay, cool. How can I make 80-pound dumbbell feel? How can I make a 20-pound dumbbell feel like an 80-pound dumbbell?
Right.
So now here you go picking up this one. So now we go with the reps and stuff like that. So with the circuit training and things that I'm doing with my clients, like I said, and a lot of people that I'm trying to get in some dope results, because I know I have like a time frame, and in that time frame, I'm trying to have you cover so many exercises before you leave out.
Right.
So by the time you leave out, I done hit every part of your back, or every part of your shoulder, or every part of your chest, every part of your leg.
Right.
If they come in for a leg workout, then I got to make sure when you come in, depending on how many sessions you paying me for, if you only can afford 2 days a week, then I know for a fact those 2 days you see me, I got to make sure you hit every body part when you come in.
Yeah.
So when we doing legs, you're going to hit quads, you're going to hit calves, you're going to hit glutes, you're going to hit hams.
I'm telling you,
there's no break.
So the people that want to work out 2 times a week and hit every part of your body, you got some.
That's a killer.
You got some intense workouts ahead of you.
You can't even be nice to them.
No, I can't give you no break. Yeah. We ain't got time for that because you got a lot of you got a lot of muscles on your body, and only twice a week for 45 minutes at a time.
Mm-hmm. And now, mind you, because even with that, even with the circuit training that I do, the body weight sneaks into that.
Yeah. Because
certain days, and then not even certain days, certain people that I train, for some of them, I can only do is body weight. Because depending on whatever the issue they have.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I have to, we have to do body weights and stuff like that. Or if I train somebody, if somebody comes to me 4 times a week, I already know for a fact I done got everything I got out of you that 3rd day.
Right.
And so that 4th day,
you
it's
ease
all
up
body
on
weight. Yeah, I ease up on them.
Yeah.
So it's more so body weight because you already saw. So that day, it'd be a lot of body weight exercises, then leading towards like a light stretch and stuff like that.
Right.
Towards the end of the session.
That's cool.
But believe it or not, when your body is so sore from working out and getting beat down badly, the days that you are doing body weight, it's not as easy as some people think it is.
Nah, it's still hard.
It's still hard because you're fighting through all types of soreness. Yeah. So it's like,
and the muscles still tired. They not fully healed yet.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that body weight, when you do it all, it's no joke.
Yeah, because body weight for some people, they can handle weights, but they can't even handle their body weight.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure I balance everything out with those individuals that I'm training.
It's actually, so what you do for your clients is actually, there's like a whole subset of specialized, I guess, consultant type trainers who will help you figure that out. How to do concurrent training, like lifting like a power lifter, but also doing training for a sport. So the one guy that I follow, Mike Ezratel, he bodybuilds and he does Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And trying to balance both of those is extremely hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because one is telling you to get as big as possible, and the other one is telling you to be quick, flexible, limber, and powerful.
Because being big is going to make you stiff.
Yeah.
Unnecessary muscles, like you said.
So doing both of those at the same time, I think he's a PhD, and even he has somebody helping him figure that out because it gets that tricky.
Yeah.
Like trying to have multiple goals and multiple goals that conflict each other. So that's just to touch on, like, after you smash weights, your body weight is going to be hindered. And if I'm sure, I've never tried, but I'm sure that if you were to do body weight for like your hardest body weight day or 4 days straight of body weight stuff, and then you hit the gym, your gym session with the weight room may not be as good as it could be because you may still be tired from all the reps that you just did. Like in those calisthenics workouts, it's like it's hard to target. It's hard to isolate a muscle when you're doing whole body stuff because everything gets involved.
Yeah. Because how many people, even when it comes, even if you can do certain isolation movements, body weight wise, the struggle is going to be everybody don't have the flexibility or balance
or the strength. Because I know. One of the most impressive things, or one of the impressive things, is a pistol squat. But most people can't do a pistol squat where they down like that. Like you got to be incredibly strong and balanced and flexible to hit a pistol squat. So I think what I'm so I'm just trying to say that the level of advancement, there is no like learning curve. So like with us, with bodybuilders, you can go to a leg press, get more flexible a little bit as you go deeper and deeper into the rep. And then you can try to carry that over to a hack squat, go deeper and deeper. And then you get a barbell and you can go the regular squat that you see with the weight on your back. But with calisthenics, it just kind of seems like, I don't know what there is no like smooth transition. It just seems like you're going to, do body weight squats. Yeah. And then you're just gonna try body weight squats on one foot, and that's a hard feat. That's a big jump.
They don't have a bigger cell. I mean, if you're just doing body weight, how many squats are you gonna do at some point? I mean, you can go from 300 to 400, 500, then what? You see what I'm saying? So
your knees give out.
So it's like,
So, contrary to Gary, like I do the one-on-ones, and I spend time with each of my clients about 1 hour. But I specifically tell people up front that I am a bodybuilder and I'm going to train you like a bodybuilder. So if you don't want that, then I can direct you to other people. But this just comes from the training style. So I'm trying to get whoever my client is or my possible clients, I'm trying to let them know up front, like, this is what I do. If you want something else, you might want to go somewhere else. I don't want you to come to me, want to do circuit trainings and body weight stuff and wall balls and sprints. That's not who I am. So I'll spend time. I'll run you through not body weight exercises, but bodybuilding exercises. And as I think the closest thing that I'll get to kind of like what you're doing is a superset. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I want to do, and then I have to meet my clients with where they're at. A lot of them, I tried supersets and giant sets in the beginning. Or like soon after we started, and I realized that they weren't there, so I had to build up their muscular endurance, and so I just went back to straight sets and supersets when it came to like arms and shoulders type stuff. So I'll do like chest. So most people that I work with want to do 3 times a week or two or 3 times a week. So for the person that does 3 times a week, I was like, all right, so you automatically you're gonna have a leg day. Then we're gonna have a back bicep rear delt kind of day, and then a chest front delt side delt kind of, and tricep like kind of day. Yeah. So I try to just break it up. I like that. I know I market myself strictly as a bodybuilder, and I want to just stay there. I mean, fat loss is pretty easy. I mean, anybody can do fat loss, but unlike you, so I don't have my people doing jumping jacks or burpees or inchworms or like all that stuff like in between. So. And that's why I market myself. But did you have a different clientele though? Right. And I'm telling them, your fat loss is going to come. It's not coming from your time with me in the gym. Your time with me in the gym is to build the muscle. Yeah. I'm holding you accountable on your own to do the cardio that I tell you to do. And I make it flexible. I don't say like, oh, you got to walk on a treadmill for an hour, because that's insane. Or it can be insane if that's not your style. Yeah. And then I also give them a diet that marries it. So my style as a trainer is my style as a bodybuilder. Yeah. So, that initial conversation I have with people that typically lasts about half an hour to an hour to establish what their goals are, and I want them to tell me, and then I'm going to tell it back for confirmation. Yeah. I'm like, so you're telling me you want to look like this and do this and do that. And then I kind of go through high level with them. This is what it takes, and this is what I have in mind for you based off your goals. And what that actually does is that helps, because I got this one guy that said he wanted to lose 20 pounds, and I was like, all right. And we had the rest of the conversation, and at the end of it, I brought it back. I said, so you say you want to lose 20, 25 pounds. And he said, yeah. And I was like, so after I get you from where you are to 20 pounds lighter, are you going to stop or are you going to keep going? And because you might not have abs, is what I told him. Yeah. I was like, you probably won't have abs. Are you going to keep going, or are you going to be cool with the 20-pound drop? And he said, oh, I'm going to keep going because I want the abs. I really don't care about the number as much as I thought I did. Yeah. So I have conversations like that to bring your goal into mind.
So what do you do in situations like, because I know with a lot of guys, they want abs, but sometimes they fail to realize the weight that you're going to have to drop. Yeah. Like you said, the gentleman you're training, for him, okay, 20 pounds is not going to be enough. You might have to drop another 20. Right. And I know that becomes a struggle for some of them because they don't want to get small.
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, luckily the people that I work with, like me, if I were trying to coach myself, I'd have that issue with I want abs, but I'm getting small. I can't deal with this. But what I tell my clients is that, my clients aren't looking for, to keep a lot of size anyway. So they don't have an issue with I guess, getting small. Yeah. But I do tell, so one problem that I run into a lot is everybody wants me to do abs with them or give them ab exercises as if ab exercises are going to give you abs. Yeah. It's one of those things that I learned the hard way too, because I know when I first started,
does everyone have abs?
Yeah. Like my journey actually into all this kind of fell from a wannabe strong man, wannabe power lifter kind of deal. But I wanted abs too. I wanted it all. My goals were all over the place, but so I wanted abs. 3 days a week, I would do a session of cardio and abs. I'd run on a treadmill and try to do a 5K in under 25 minutes, and then after I do that, I do abs. Like I pick 4 exercises and just go at it like 15 to 25 reps.
Yeah. And
what I learned throughout the process is I could do all the crunches in the world. I could do all the pikes in the world, all the super cool yoga stuff. I did an L sit. I could hold L sits and all that stuff.
Yeah, you did tell me about yoga.
I could do a bunch of stuff, and I still had a gut. Yeah, so it was like I could do all the abs in the world, and that's what I try to tell my clients. Like, you want it, and I'm going to give you what you want, but just know that me having you run through this ab circuit I'm about to put you through ain't going to do nothing if as soon as you leave here you go to Popeyes. So it's like, unless you change how you eating and drinking over the next 3 months, you ain't going to see the abs. They'll be there and they'll be strong because you're doing just because I got you doing this crazy shit, but you're never going to see it. So,
and then people look at us and they forget sometimes. Well, they really don't know. I'm not gonna say they forget. They don't know the behind the scenes when it comes to a lot of bodybuilders and things that's inquired in the sport, because sometimes it's not like we're walking around with abs all year round.
No, not at all. Like, not this guy.
Yeah, like when it comes close to the, your show and prep. Well, I'm a different story. My mother, the guy she slept with was pretty cool. So that's how I got abs.
All genetics. But that's a good point too, is like some people naturally just walk around with lower body fat, or they don't have to go through stupid extreme diets in order to get that abs to show. Genetics does play a role.
It does play a role. But also too, like you said, the most important thing is diet though.
Yeah.
Because even off season with me, it's not like I'm eating crazy.
Right.
Like, like I said, the meals and the food that I'm eating, that would be considered a cheat meal that we would have. It's like, like a steak and a sweet potato. Like, it's really not that bad for us.
Right.
For somebody else, but once again, like you said, genetics, metabolism, and everything else, that plays a role. So like, for me, because we've been doing this for so long, it's like your body, just to get adjusted to it, like your body already know.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit easier. But even in that, with genetics, you still got to work hard to bust your ass.
Oh yeah, so. No doubt. And then the longer that you do this, and the healthier that you, or the more health conscious that you become, you start your idea of like a cheat meal or eating bad changes. Like now, I consider eating my Chipotle bowl bad, but when I go to Chipotle, I get a little bit of salad greens, I get steak and chicken because I do a double meat, and then I get the tomato, the medium spiciness, and then a bit of cheese.
Yeah. So
if you look at that, I don't. Sometimes I get the tortilla, on the side, but in the grand scheme of it, that's actually not that bad of a meal.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of veggies and my protein, and then
there's some processed shit.
Right. Whereas back in the day, I would have a cheat meal. That'd be a whole pizza. And maybe ice cream if I wanted it, if I could fit it in too.
I think that's my biggest struggle, that goddamn Cold Stone.
Oh, my man.
I think they're putting a crack in that. But yeah.
I wanted to, just talk about focusing on goals, because I know I touched on it just in a bit. And I think before I linked up with you and Rod and the rest of the team with bodybuilding, my goals were all over the place. You seen power. You was powerlifter diehard. Y'all seen me training and didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Was back there.
I was so messed up. I was
shout out to Ross Smith too. PS by the way, Alpha Zulu in the building.
I was Zulu, the team forever. Yeah. Man. And y'all, and like he told me a story. He was like, we seen you. You went from a hack squat to a dumbbell row, and we've never seen anybody do a superset of legs and back in the same day. Yeah. And I was doing that shit. You can't tell me I didn't know what I was doing, man. I was looking like a damn fool. I had workout. I think the only thing that came from that was a good workout capacity, because I could. If you're supersetting legs and back and you're trying to go heavy on both, you got to have some kind of endurance. Yeah, because that's stupid.
You gonna get what?
Yeah. But it's good to kind of hammer in and know what your goals are, and then not mix modalities so much. There is some overlap with the different styles as we talked about. So Olympic lifting has a little bit of overlap with athletics and with powerlifting, but powerlifting overlaps with Olympic lifting kinda and bodybuilding. Bodybuilding. I actually think that bodybuilders should incorporate a little bit of powerlifting, and that's how I set my own programming up now. Like I start off with a heavy compound that is one of the big 3 or 4 from powerlifting. But then after I do that one exercise, the rest of my workout looks like a bodybuilder. Yeah, short breaks, a lot of reps, a lot of volume. I'm not really thinking about the weight as much as I'm thinking about, am I getting a good contraction? Is it giving me a pump? So I guess we were talking about training styles, but it merged into a conversation about being clear about your goals. Yeah, and
which you know, it do go hand in hand, because depending on, it's important that you be clear about your goals, because you'll know what training style suits you best. Right. You see what I'm saying? And so if you're not necessarily trying to bulk up, if you're not trying to necessarily bulk up and things like that, then you already know what training styles you need to be in. Right. So you already know, well, I'm not going to do powerlifting, I'm not going to do this, because it's some fact of that's not what I want. Right. So something like, weight training, circuit training, and things like that will help you out. Yeah, because you already know what fall line, like, especially like I said, with me, when it comes to women, I train a lot of women, and they already know, hey, look, I'm not trying to like a dude, so I already know. Yeah, it's a certain style I can't even train you.
Right. So there's no need to ever be doing like 5 reps.
You already know your lane.
Like a heavy stuff.
So it helps out.
A bunch of reps.
So,
but let's close out, because being very clear about your goals in training, we can, give you all a little nugget for the rest of your life as well. You should be very clear about all of your goals in life, because it won't have you spinning your wheels and wasting time in your life. Time is very valuable. You don't want to,
you can't get it back.
You don't want to think that you're gonna be a rapper, and so you put so much energy in there when you really are better suited. And your real goal is probably to be a producer or a songwriter. Like, why would you spend your time in front of the mic when everything that you really care about is behind the mic? Or just something like that. It's just be really clear and precise with your goal. Write it down and focus on it. So whenever, and I see this with people that train too, is like, well, even me, like, I see the dudes doing calisthenic stuff, and I'm like, man, I want to climb, like I want to be able to climb a rope. I'm the guy that could deadlift 600 pounds, but pull-ups are challenging. After 10 reps, it's I don't know if I got it. So I don't know. Yeah. But I look at them, but then I always go, and I think I want to do it, and I say I'm going to go and do it one day, and then I kind of have a seat with myself, and I think, well, what's my goal? Do I want to be calisthenics king, or do I want to be an IFBB pro? So I need to. It humbles me and it refocuses me.
You think it'll be a competitive side? Like, I feel like I can't do it. I want to be able to make sure I can do it. Like,
it's definitely a competitive nature in that too. Okay, right. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but it's really good to have a goal, because now I don't fall whim to my silly ego. Yeah, yeah. I can go back on my whiteboard or my dream vision board or whatever, and I'm like, look, my goal was to become a pro, and I can't get distracted by this new flashy thing. Yeah. Or my goal is to advance in my career, so I can't get distracted by kicking it with my friends at happy hour, because I want to get this project done before the deadline and under budget. So I got to sacrifice. It just, having your goal clear refocuses you on your whole entire life.
Set a perimeter. Keep you focused. Yeah. And locked in.
So that's it. That's it for the day, guys. We just wanted to give you just some knowledge.
Some knowledge lessons. And bless you. Hope you learned something today.
Yeah. Everything that you do in the gym can be taken outside of the gym and applied to your real life. So do us a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with a couple people too. I'm pretty sure that you know somebody that could use a method like this. You see them bouncing around or doing CrossFit.
Make sure you like he said, comment and subscribe before I beat your ass.